Hello, it's Kanisha. I'm back with another video. Unless I have another topic, this should be the last one you see with me, especially with this on. But oh my goodness, do we take responsibility for our actions? Oh, my low battery popped up. Do we take responsibility for our actions? And this is something that I see so much, and even happened in my own life. It's hey, each day is a journey, and it's all about building up and being the best version of yourself. This is not to tear yourself down, this is not to tear other people down, but this is to see how I'm supposed to walk the path that's placed before me, or to deal the cards that to play the cards that I've been dealt. And I think sometimes because we're in a world now that you can see everybody what everybody's doing more so, you compare and contrast, and you basically, we are getting more vindication now than what we used to. And so most of the time we want to be vindicated right then, or we want the judgment to happen right then. And that's not necessarily the case. We have to go back, like I was talking about in the previous video, to see like what did I learn from this? What can I learn from this? That's the first question. Because yeah, somebody might have done XYZ, but it's just like, okay, did I play a part in it? And sometimes you might not have, and I can't say that, but I listened to this video, and I've talked about this before, where that guy, he's like, basically, he's like, I'm responsible. I'm responsible. And to do that, that's the only way we're truly going to grow in every situation of our lives, is to take the responsibility that you have, because we all have a part to play. We all have a part to play in whatever circumstance it may be. It's like, what role am I playing? Because I was listening to this. I was like, I'm always listening to something, but I was listening to this guy, and I like listening. He's so funny. And he was talking about a situation that had happened, and he was like, none of this would have happened if you wouldn't have been desperate. And it's just like, hold on, so you saying that this person coming in, living off me, and then they go away, and I have a baby by them. This is not a real story, I'm just making up something. But he did say this, but this is not the story that it aligns with. I have a baby by him, and he decides to not stay with me, not marry me. You mean to tell me I have to take ownership for him leaving? I have to take responsibility for that? Why would I have to do that? And that's the victim mentality that we have. And I'm not saying that this other person was not wrong and whatever they were doing, but we have to learn how to take responsibilities for our actions. Like, we have to be responsible. So it's like, it's not up to me to buy fast food all week and then ask my mom when I don't have money for my light bill at the end of the month, or whenever it goes shred. It's no. And you might say, well, I only paid $1 for this fast food. That doesn't equal up to my light bill. But it's just like, that fast food is something that you notice. But what other things are you spending money on that could have potentially went to something that you actually needed to take care of? And that's something that we don't often think about. But it's also going back to that I'm responsible mentality. So if I go back to the responsible mentality, that makes me intentional about every single thing that I do, whether that's eating out, whether that's fasting, maybe I'm not supposed to eat. Maybe that's making sure my lights are cut down, having my temperature set at a different temp, so my light bill isn't certain things. Like, because right now I don't have any light. Well, I actually do have a light on in my bathroom, but I'm using natural sunlight, and of course the ring light I have set up. So it's just like, what am I doing to play a part? And we don't want to take that. We want to say, okay, well, I've done this, which is all the good things. Like, yeah, I have my own place. Yeah, I do this and this. I work a job. I do this. But it's just like, we don't want to take ownership for the things that we're not doing. And that's the only way, that's the only way we're going to become better, is if we start taking responsibility for our actions. That's the only way we're going to see things change in our lives. That's the only way we're going to truly be able to love ourselves, is to say, yeah, maybe I shouldn't be doing that. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. But most of the time we get so comfortable in the way that we live life that we don't want to adjust for anything, even though what we're doing may not be beneficial for our lives. And I'm just learning each day that it's up to us to take responsibility for our actions, because I had this happen. And I'm going to talk about this with my family, where Paul talks about in 2 Corinthians, he says, and this is kind of paraphrasing it, godly sorrow leads to repentance. And this happened to me because I be constantly, and I've told you in previous videos, I be late for work. And when I say late, like I be showing up like right at the time or like a couple minutes after, and people, they let it slide, but it's just like that's not what you want to set for yourself. You don't want to set that up. It's like, oh yeah, she's always late. She's always this. No, that's not a badge of honor. That's not a badge of honor to be late somewhere, to be whatever, be the person that someone says, oh, she's always this, you know? And it could be worse. It could be worse, but this week is what that happened to me, because I wasn't going to work. I was going to an appointment, and I'm late for the appointment. I'm running late, and it's because of traffic. Like, but it's just like you still have to give yourself the proper amount of time. So if I'm the only one on the road, yes, I'm making it there at the time that I leave. But since I'm not, I have to leave maybe 15, even 20 minutes early to make sure, not that I just get there at the time, but get there just to have a little bit extra comfort, you know, get that little cushion. So anyway, going back to the godly sorrow, is my aunt, she's so funny. She was like, yeah, you need to leave earlier. And that stung me. She didn't say it mean, she didn't say it nasty, she didn't curse me out. She just said, no, you need to leave early. And I'm just like, I do. I know what time I need to get out of here before. I know how far it takes me, you know, how long as far as the minutes. It says, so if I calculate that up, then I say, oh, I need to leave about 15 minutes earlier because this is the drive time. But I don't be doing that. I be leaving right at the drive time, or like 5 minutes before the drive time. And so that doesn't give me much cushion if anything happens, if people decide they want to go slow today in all 3 lanes, you know? So, but that made me, it jolted me out of my comfortability of arriving right at the time, because we think like, oh yeah, I arrived right at this time, so I'm good. But it's like, what is it to say to arrive 10 minutes early? What is that? And I heard this saying that always stuck with me, is to be on time is to be late, but to be early is to be on time. And I have not been doing that. We oftentimes want to wait a certain time and like, oh yeah, the first of the year I'm going to start doing that. Do it today, because we may not have tomorrow to think about what I can be doing tomorrow to become better. So if I need to implement something on today, like this morning, oh my goodness, excuse me. I took like a super deep breath. But this morning I had an event to go to. I was not the first person there. Someone else had beat me, but I beat the person who was in charge of it. I sure was. And I was proud of myself for being there, because I'm just, no, it's not okay. And we've come into this place where we're just comfortable being late, being right, like, yeah, fashionably late. We make a mockery of it. We make it funny. We make it, it's like, it's not funny. It's not cute. It's very disrespectful to be late to something. And especially if you know what time it starts, be there. Like last week I went to an event and they told me what time it started. And I arrived like, I think it was like 10 minutes before. So I got in there and it was like 5 minutes, but they didn't even start on time. You know what? That's a reflection on them. That ain't on me. I was here before the time. So I was sitting in my seat. And this is not a place for us to, of course, be judgmental and say, well, you always late. No, that's not that. It's about self-reflecting. It's about me taking responsibility for me. So yeah, my friend want to be late for so and so, whatever, or not necessarily my friend, but anybody you want to be late, I'm gonna be early, and that's gonna be you looking coming in late. That's something you gotta deal with yourself. That's what you gotta do, and it just goes back to taking responsibility for our actions. And so this is in every area. If I want to, like, cause I already said I'm about to give me a six pack. Y'all ain't gonna be able to see it, cause the Lord have not cleared me to be showing off my body. And so you might not be able to see the six pack, but you're just gonna have to believe me. I'm consistent in the gym, me and my friend, and I think I'm gonna go today. I may go today. I'm gonna see, because I have plenty of time. I don't plan on going nowhere else. I'm gonna be right here. So, yo, we have to take responsibility for our actions if we want to see not only ourselves change, but the things around us to change as well. So I've kind of went on a rant, but I hope it all led back to us just becoming a better person, and also realizing that we too have a say in the way that we live our life and the way that people treat us. So don't get caught up in, oh, they're treating me this way. It's like, no, I got a choice, so you treat me this way. See ya. Until next time, like I always say, sa cambio que quieres ver en otros. Bye.